Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. So, I have a how-to video on how to prove competency to a judge. So, if you're ever in court and you need to prove competency, which, let's be real, all of us probably need to prove competency if we get from a judge. The things we say we'll start sob-sitting by accident, of course. It's just that we know all these terms now that the norm people don't know. And we're going to start spitting them out in front of a judge, and the judge is going to think that we are incompetent. So, this is how you get by. This is how you prove that you're competent. Try to take notes, okay? Here we go.
Jordan Jesh on behalf of Mr. Westover, who is present in the courtroom approaching the podium.
Good afternoon, sir. So we're here for a review hearing. I did review the report, and I don't have the case number. The report dated December 2nd, 2024. So the court's prepared to make a preliminary finding of incompetency. Does either side anticipate objecting to that finding?
Not from the people.
No, Your Honor.
All right, let me hear from you in just a second. Are there other pending cases?
There is one other pending case, Your Honor, which is just a single petty offense. I have filed a motion into that case, but if the court would like to address that today, I think that that would make things a lot easier for Mr. Westover.
Okay. What division is that case assigned to?
I'm on the court for Jeffco right now.
I believe it's in Division G. I can look in my notes. I do have the case number handy, though.
Yeah, we can address that today. In the meantime, what I plan to order is that the defendant cooperate with out of custody restoration services. Did you said though, Mr. Westover, you had a question?
Yes, sir. During the competency evaluation, I have some stalkers using some very high-tech methods to interfere with the evaluation, and I'd like to get it into the hands of a federal agent if that's possible, so they could evaluate and so that you could evaluate for yourself what's taking place during that evaluation. I made a recording against the competency evaluator's recommendation anyways, and I have a 52-minute recording and a 13-minute recording, and I'd like to.
I'm not going to lie. I would love to hear those recordings. Very much so.
I'd like to have it looked at by a federal investigator. In this book,
Right.
I have built technology and I have built a case on these people that are destroying my life over the last 9 years. And when they find you incompetent or when they frame you as mentally ill, there's very little you could do to defend yourself.
All right.
There's a video on YouTube. It's called Battle State Brain.
Okay.
Military and intelligence use of neurocognitive science. It's a lecture put on by Mr. James Chiabrone, and he's a professor of neurology and biology at Georgetown University. He's also the head of the neuroethics study program for President Obama's Brain Initiative. And in between minutes 24 and 36, it's only a 12-minute excerpt. He describes a recipe for framing somebody who's mentally ill.
All right. Let me, I'm going to interrupt just for a moment, Mr. Westover, because there's going to be nothing that I can do to start any sort of investigation like that. So,
CBI if you wanted to.
all right.
I talked to the CBI, they said I need to go through a detective or through a judge. It's
All right.
my recommendation.
Oh, we're gonna-
There's a crime taking place.
All we're going to do today, Mr. Westover, is the first thing is I'm going to ask that you participate in some treatment services while you're out of custody. It's important that you do that because I'm going to make it a condition of your bond that you do so. And I want you to stay out of custody for as long as this case is pending.
Before you make that recommendation,
I'm not going to be able to evaluate that information.
evaluate that information. I tried to show Jordan in the hallway. I also tried to drop it off on the 16th of December. And my phone had technical difficulties and people are hacking my phone.
Mr. Westover, it just sounds to me like that doesn't have
Damn hackers are ruining his life.
it doesn't bear on any. Hold on a second. It doesn't bear on any of the things that I have to decide in this case. What we're going to do is we're going to have someone's going to be in touch with you. It's important that you get back with them and you follow up with the treatment services. We're going to give you a date to come back to court. You need to follow up with them. Hold on a second, sir. You need to follow up with him and you need to make your next court date. If either of those things don't happen, then I have to issue a warrant for your arrest, and I don't want to do that. So it's important that that's what we're going to give you right now, right?
Your Honor, and if I may, I do want to request a restoration hearing about whether there is a likelihood of restoration in the foreseeable future and what that would entail, especially with the information I have. I also spoke with the evaluator over the phone at length, where they had discussed with me that they had concerns about the ability for there to be restoration in this circumstance. So I would like to have that hearing.
They did opine, though, right, that he's likely restorable in the report anyway.
They did. In our conversations, though, it seemed like there were a lot of
I feel we can restore him. I feel working together, the Vibers in this world can restore him.
circumstances where that would be possible that I do think would have a bearing on the
Is it
court.
okay with you if we have that at the next review hearing? I mean, if we have that in about 60 days, or, I mean, I'd at least like to make an attempt at the furnishing of restoration services, and maybe we'll get some additional information there.
You framed as incompetence, where it seems imprudent to set up for restoration, does it not?
When would you like to have that hearing held, Ms. Jish?
Your Honor, I'm fine with the court setting it out 60 days, but I would ask that the court not order restoration, since I believe that's what it's carved out specifically in the statute, is that if there's a request for a restoration hearing, then the court should not order restoration until that hearing has occurred.
Okay. If that's your position, then I would, let's try to hold this hearing sooner rather than later. We'll need to bring in the evaluator. But can we look for maybe a 4 or 6 week turnaround?
Could you bring in an evaluator, is it okay if I have a forensic witness or audiology with me?
You're welcome to bring a witness to the hearing if you'd like to.
Since I'm a 508 case, can you appoint one?
No, I'm not going to be able to appoint an audiologist.
I'm a 508 case in Jefferson County, it's the law.
All right, well, I'm not going to appoint a audiologist, but you're welcome to bring.
Who would make that decision?
I'm not sure, but if you want to bring someone with you to the hearing so that they can. Okay. But if you want to bring someone with you to the hearing, you're welcome to. The hearing will be recorded as well, our digital recording system. All right, so we will have a hearing on whether restoration is reasonably likely. The hearing will be held February 27th at 2 o'clock. So, Mr. Westover, that is when you are due back in
What
court.
date, excuse me?
February 27th.
And that's soon. He said, let's have this hearing soon. February 27th. Rude.
And Your Honor, in regards to having the evaluator present, I just, if the court could give me some clarification, is it my obligation to subpoena them to bring them, or is there like a court order that secures their attendance?
What I'm not certain about is when the evaluator opines that restoration is reasonably likely, whether that means you bear the burden to prove otherwise. But you intend to do so by calling the evaluator who wrote the report?
Yes, I would like to call the evaluator with the report, yes.
All right. I would ask then that you issue a subpoena to that person. I think that having it come from the defendant may solve some of the potential issues as well here. So we will. All right, so that hearing is February 27th at 2 o'clock. I'll make a note that the defense is planning to subpoena the evaluator, and we'll have a hearing. Prosecution, of course, is.
Am I allowed to submit some copies of some things that I have to you for you to evaluate? Has to do with proprietary information. It has to do with my case.
So no, anything that I'm going to consider on this case would have to come through your attorney in the form of a filing. All right. All right. So we'll see you back February 27th at 2 o'clock.
Oh, what those papers must say. Okay, so that's how you do it. He didn't find him incompetent, which he's going to, but that's how you do it. That's how you prove to a judge that you are fully competent. I hope you all took notes. If you did not, please rewind it. Make sure you get that YouTube video to check out whenever you have time. so that you know about the brainwashing that's going on. You gotta keep yourself up to date on these things or you'll become a victim too. Thanks for coming out, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll see you again real soon. Bye.
Got these life that goes digital dreams. Through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted charm. In a way, there's no alarm. Street of tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes hear a sky so blue. In her jokes, there's a truth so true. With each stream, she brings the light. Turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor, dark and twisted charm. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor, dark and twisted charm. In a way, there's no